Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, January 11th. A very interesting weather pattern setting up for the next several days. It looks like we'll have wild swings in the temperature department. The 60s quite likely up and down the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City on Friday. That late week warm-up will certainly be accompanied by some heavy rain at times, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Arctic cold returns on Saturday. Temperatures will struggle to reach 30 degrees for highs on Sunday, and again, that'll follow the 60s for Friday. Then looking beyond that, it looks like a wave of energy will drive south and east into the southeastern part of the country by the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. That could set off some accumulating snow for the I-95 corridor later Tuesday into Wednesday. And again, that threat exists from D.C. all the way up to Philadelphia and New York City. A lot of changes occurring over the next several days, and it will produce weather ranging from the 60s with heavy rain and possible thunderstorms and patchy fog to Arctic cold. All of this precipitation on the front end could end as ice or snow early Saturday, even in the immediate I-95 corridor. Let's start off by looking at forecast maps from the 6E GFS model run. We'll look at the 500 millibar height anomaly pattern, moving it forward in 6-hour increments. These maps from tropicaltidbits.com. Here we start off with a lot of orange here over the northeast U.S. Higher heights than normal, associated with higher temperatures than normal. High temperatures this afternoon at or above the 50-degree mark in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. It'll feel like a heat wave compared to the cold of recent days. Let's keep moving forward here, and it stays very warm. In fact, turns warmer on Saturday. Now, it looks like the rain over the next 36 hours or so will come primarily in two batches. Later tonight into early Friday, and then again later tomorrow night into early Saturday. Both time periods could feature some heavy rain. Both time periods could feature a thunderstorm or two, and both time periods could feature some patchy, dense fog as well. Let's keep moving forward here. Now, this is Friday morning, and again, that first batch of rain associated with this warm-up coming after midnight tonight into tomorrow morning. The bulk of the midday and afternoon hours, maybe just a shower or two on Friday to go along with those 60-plus degrees. It'll be breezy as well. And then we get into late tomorrow night. Strong low pressure will form along this Arctic frontal boundary zone. A beautiful setup for rain changing to ice changing to heavy accumulating snow for parts of the Ohio Valley. Places from Detroit to Buffalo could certainly end up with significant snow. And again, the combination of the advancing Arctic air following this warm late week could produce a flash freeze in the Ohio Valley, and that is, of course, a dangerous combination where you go from above freezing rainfall to quite quickly below freezing and heavy snow. You could have some flash freeze situations setting up for the Ohio Valley over the next 48 hours, and even a bit of a concern for that to happen in the immediate I-95 corridor on Saturday. Again, we'll have warm conditions with heavy rain going into Saturday. Then the Arctic cold comes in. That rain could change to sleet and or snow before ending, and temperatures on Saturday will slowly drop through the 30s during the day. Let's keep moving forward here. Saturday afternoon, some upper level energy hanging back here. By Sunday, we're basically fully entrenched in the next Arctic air mass. High temperatures, again, will struggle to reach 30 degrees in much of the I-95 corridor. Then, here we go. Another upper level feature dropping southeast across the northern plains. This is now by Sunday night. We've talked many times over the past several weeks about the La Nina pattern typically has the northern branch of the jet stream dominating as opposed to the southern branch, which is more typically associated with a El Nino type of winter. If any of these northern waves of energy can dive far enough to the south and east, that can set off the generation of a low pressure along the east coast that can produce significant accumulating snow. Even in D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City, this next wave of energy looks like it will dive to the south and east, so it potentially could throw some accumulating snow our way later Tuesday into Wednesday. Let's keep moving forward and look at this upper level intensification of a trough in the upper part of the atmosphere by early next week. And again, that dives to the south and east. If the wave of energy cuts across the Great Lakes and then into the Pennsylvania, New York area, then that generally produces snow. New York City, north and east across New England. But again, this is diving farther to the south, and that produces the possibility of accumulating snow all the way back down into the D.C. metro region. Again, we're talking later Tuesday into Wednesday. And here we go now by the time Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. This is Wednesday morning, a very vigorous looking upper level trough sitting right on top of the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's quickly take a look at the vorticity pattern at 500 millibars from the 6Z GFS model run. And we'll just keep moving forward here. Very strong upper level feature way down in the deep south. And again, a strong storm will form in the Ohio Valley on Friday in that Arctic boundary zone. The Arctic cold pressing in from the northwest. Very mild conditions here in the Mid-Atlantic region on Friday and throughout the eastern U.S. A big snowstorm coming to the Ohio Valley, places like Buffalo, for example. And again, that'll be a transition from rain to ice to snow, so very dangerous setup with a potential flash freeze for parts of the Ohio Valley over the next 24 to 48 hours. Here we go now by Saturday afternoon. Lots of energy here in the eastern half of the nation, and we'll start looking upstream, and here we go by Sunday. Start to see another wave of energy dropping into south central Canada. This is the area of interest for us for later Tuesday into Wednesday here in the I-95 corridor. And again, that drives pretty far to the south and east. It does not cut across Pennsylvania or New York State. It drives pretty far to the south and east. So by the time you're in the Tuesday night, Wednesday morning time frame, you have quite an impressive upper level feature sitting right on top of the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's now walk through the surface forecast maps from the 6Z GFS model run. A warm day today, high temperatures at or above 50 degrees. We've talked a lot about these thickness lines here. This is the 558 thickness. This is the thickness of the layer between the surface and 500 millibars. The higher the thickness value, typically correlated with the higher the temperature. Earlier in that cold wave, that impressive cold wave of the last couple of weeks, we had thicknesses going down to as low as 498. Well, notice 558 here, indicative of the very mild weather coming here, not only this afternoon, but especially tomorrow afternoon. Let's keep moving forward. And again, we talked about the rain kind of concentrated in two separate time periods over the next couple of days. Late tonight into tomorrow morning, and then later tomorrow night into Saturday morning. And here we go. Here's that first batch starting to show up on the maps. This is now late tonight. And again, either one of these time periods could feature some patchy fog and maybe a thunderstorm or two. That tends to move on out of here by Friday morning, midday hours. Only a scattered shower or two likely during the afternoon before round two moves in. And that's associated with this very strong storm system that will form along this advancing Arctic boundary zone. This is the forecast map for tomorrow evening, Friday evening. And again, we've talked about this is a pattern where it'll change from rain to ice to snow, and that could potentially produce a flash freeze situation much of the Ohio Valley, the western part of the Mid-Atlantic, where it goes from above freezing to below freezing in a short period of time, and that could produce dangerous road conditions. Let's keep moving forward. Here, that low pressure area moves almost right over the D.C. area into south central Pennsylvania, and this will potentially produce some problems for us. The fact that this movement now, the trajectory of this low pressure, the storm track looks like a little bit farther south and east, and that brings the colder air in a little bit quicker before the precipitation has a chance to end. We'll see here in a moment. Here's the forecast map for Saturday morning. Low pressure not far off the Mid-Atlantic coastline, the North Mid-Atlantic coastline by Saturday morning. Notice the pinks and purples here close, very close to the immediate I-95 corridor. There certainly is the threat that this precipitation will change to sleet and or freezing rain and or snow early Saturday as the Arctic air moves into the immediate I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. Certainly accumulating snow is likely in places like central Pennsylvania, northeastern Pennsylvania, western Maryland, northern western West Virginia, all the way up to upstate New York. Let's keep moving forward here. That precipitation will likely end in the mid-Atlantic region by midday on Saturday. The Eagles game late Saturday afternoon should be dry but windy and cold. Temperatures slowly dropping through the 30s during the day. And here we go. Let's keep moving forward here. This Arctic high-pressure system takes control. Sunday, dry but cold. Monday, dry but cold. And here comes that next system, a wave of energy in the northern stream that looks like it'll dive far enough to the south and east that an oppressive storm could form here in the mid-Atlantic region come later Tuesday into Wednesday. In fact, I think it'll look more impressive than what the GFS is currently indicating here. Snow. All this blue represents snow here by late Tuesday, and again, this could slow down, intensify even more than what the GFS is showing right now. I have reason to believe that it'll look more impressive than what the GFS is showing right now. Again, mainly because of the impressive look to the upper air pattern. And very cold air will follow whatever snow falls later Tuesday into Wednesday for the middle of next week. So a lot going on over the next several days. Will actually range from heavy rain, patchy fog, possible thunderstorms, and the 60s on Friday to Arctic cold this weekend. That heavy rain event could end as ice or snow, even in the immediate I-95 corridor on Saturday, early Saturday. And then we have to worry about the possibility of accumulating snow later Tuesday into Wednesday. The period from Sunday right through the middle of next week will be quite cold indeed. Very impressive cold air mass coming our way. Actually reinforcing air mass coming our way by the middle of next week. So a lot going on. Stay tuned to VencoreWeather.com for updates over the next couple of days. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.